Women preaching in the church is one of the most obvious signs that they don't care about the Bible. We're going to look at a few clips from so-called women pastors and examine what they say in light of the Bible. Some of it will be cringe. All of it's going to be cringe. Let's talk about it here on All Things Theology.
All things theology, all things theology. We chop it up properly without an apology. Gotta get that theology to God, hollow because this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Yo, grace and peace. Welcome back to another episode of All Things Theology, where this is your host, K-Dub. Today, we're going to talk about the subject of women preachers, women pastors. I have had I would say pleasure, but it really hasn't. I've been listening to a lady you may have heard of. She goes by the name of Real Talk Kim. We're going to look at some things she said, but she's a pretty interesting character, very into her wardrobe and being bright and she just wears every color of the rainbow, every color I've seen. But that's actually not the least bit concerning of her theology. Let's check it out.
Boom shaka. Laka laka. Boom. I may be in the red in my bank account, but I am moving forward, which means I am stepping into new dimensions of faith, which means you better catch me now. And if you're sleeping on me, you better get your sleep because I'm about to come up out of this thing. And another thing.
This reminds me of the classic, the haters are my motivator preacher, right? They just constantly preaching on, right, people who are not liking them and the motivation. They're just the extreme motivational preacher, right? To the point where it's like, where's the stuff from the Bible? And when they do engage in a little bit of exegesis and try to engage in Bible passages, it's a nightmare. We're going to see some of that here in a second.
That keeps us in quicksand is fear. Fear of the unknown, afraid of dealing with the issue. Get it? Ha! It's you. Issue.
So she tries to do a double entendre, right? Like issue. Issue. It's okay.
It's you.
Okay.
It ain't him. It's you. Mm-hmm. Find the real you.
Find the real you. I must have missed that in my Bible reading. You know, I can find it in some of these wackadoodle devotionals, but I don't need to find the real me. He needs to be murdered. He needs to be killed, right?
Psalms 139 says, "Oh Lord, you have examined my heart and know every."
Girl, what is wrong with you? Real Talk Kim is salon owner meets stay at home drinking wine mom, right? And then you give her a Bible, right? That is her in a nutshell.
He knows everything about you. He knows your weakness, and he still calls you his. He says, "Oh Lord, you have examined my heart and know everything about me. You know when I sit down or I stand up. You know my thoughts even when I'm far away. You see me when I travel and when I rest at home. Netflix and chill. You know everything."
Pause. No, you didn't. No, you did not. Speaking of that, she is a divorced. So even if she was a man, she would be disqualified from the office. I mean, the Bible is very clear on the office of a pastor being for males. Read the pastoral epistles. Read 1 and 2 Timothy. Read Titus chapter 2. Very clearly, the office of a pastor is addressed to men. 1 Corinthians 14, right? But girl boss, right?
I do. You know what I'm going to say before I say it.
He know that heresy when it come out the mouth, right? He know that weak preaching before it even come out. Look. What's up with all this screaming? My goodness, hush.
You still think I'm royalty. When I take myself off the couture rack and put myself on the clearance rack, you go take that red marker that I wrote on myself as failure and you white it out. and you say, baby, oh, in October 2023, you're going to have an awakening with me, and I'm going to straighten out your spiritual spine, and you're going to have the dignity to get back up again, put your shoulders back, and say, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. This is my season. Everything is about to shift in my favor. I prophesy life. I prophesy joy. I prophesy abundance. I prophesy that when I walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts.
Now, the music is supposed to communicate something deep that is being said, but it really doesn't. You know, you can put some dramatic music to what I'm saying. Now, I walked into the kitchen. You know, I grabbed that refrigerator door and I opened it. I grabbed I grabbed milk carton and I pulled me a bowl of cereal. I pulled me a bowl of cereal because greater is he that is in me. It's like, that is not communicating either, but the music makes it sound good, right? You can literally say anything as long as you put that dramatic music to something, right? It's supposed to communicate she's saying something, but listen to what she said. She's not saying anything.
Even opening my mouth, I prophesy doors are opening in this season that I ain't even qualified for. I prophesy that right relationship.
I know something else you're not qualified for. I know something else you're not qualified for. The pastoral office. That is very clear.
I prophesy job promotion. I prophesy that my kids will call me blessed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that is all the things you want. Right, but we're going to continue with the old real talk Kim. You know, she should just take the real and the Kim out, because that is all she's about.
Some of you, before you walk out of this building today, God is saying, I got something I want you to do. Will you reject me? Because you over here trying to be the first millionaire in your family. Now you're going to be a millionaire if you do what God's told you to do.
So all you got to do is you obey God and you'll be a millionaire, right? I mean, this is what the message she's communicating. You go to the Bible. That's nowhere in the Bible. I mean, sorry, Apostle Paul. I guess you weren't doing what God wanted you to do. None of the apostles, none of them were millionaires. They weren't rich. They weren't balling out in the chariots, right? They didn't have all the horses, right? They didn't have the caddy, right? This is the prosperity gospel girl boss version, right? The stay-at-home wine mom version of the prosperity gospel.
Because the wealth of the wicked is stored up for us. I think sometimes what we do is, Apostle Ramon said, take the lid off, and then he said, I'll take it from here. A lot of times what we do is we try to make things happen. You don't like me, but God ain't on your life, obviously. Because if he was, and you were in the will of God, the oil just drops off of you.
So it sounds like what she's saying. If you really had God, you would be affirming her, right? This is silly, clap back, salon theology, right?
Because God opens doors that no man can shut. And if I lose my dignity trying to get help from people that can't.
What this is supposed to be? This is the Sunday sermon. I can imagine going to a Sunday sermon and just hearing the gossip girls preach to me, right? I don't want the gossip girls. I want a man of God who's going to declare, "Thus saith the Lord," not go off queen theology, right? Just give me Bible.
Because I was working at Bloomingdale's 10 years ago, making $13 an hour.
Well, hopefully you would have got a raise, but you should have stayed there, because the pastoral office is not for you, at least biblically speaking.
I couldn't even buy cheese with my credit, but I got myself into a position where I was kneeling at the feet of Jesus every day, pushing my plate back. Every day of my life for the last 10 years, I lay hands on myself and I say, Father, expose anything in my life that is going to stop you from flowing and using me. Great link.
The jokes just write themselves, because I'm like, the pastoral office. That's stopping God from using you. Now, what is this supposed to communicate? This is supposed to communicate that, hey, you audience member, if you just do what I'm telling you to do, then God will bless you and bring you into some kind of prominent position, just like me, right? I.e., he'll make you a millionaire. He'll give you these prosperity gospel goals you want, right? No, that's not this. God is not a genie. You just do the right thing, you rub, you make your wish, and then boom, you got it. No, that is not biblical.
In this world.
If this lady don't stop screaming at me.
I see millionaire. You see afterpay.
What in the running, man?
We ain't.
You can tell the audience is like 99% female, and that 1% guy is a flaming hot Cheeto himself. But you can tell that's the audience. She just definitely catered, pun intended, her message to, right? So ladies, avoid preachers, avoid female pastors, female preachers, right? Just listening to some godly man. There are some women out there. I think of Elizabeth Elliot, Susan Heck. They're not preachers. They're not pastors. They're just women who do Bible studies and things like that. Yeah, listen to them.
The same.
We ain't the same.
You buy your shoes, your $1,000 shoes on Afterpay. You gotta ask how much it is. But I see 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I ain't there yet, but I ain't staying here.
So she's just bragging about her money and all that. Just so cringe. Again, if you are a woman, avoid the real talk Kim, because all you will get is just the middle word. All right, one more clip here. Let's see what else the real talk Kim has.
I lost my Facebook page, my verified page. Y'all think that ain't no big deal, but I lost about $10,000 a week.
Boo.
When that hacker came in a year ago, it took a lot of finances because I'm an empire. I got a lot of companies. I got all this stuff, not from you, but because my hustle is holy. You hear?
Well, you do have a hustle. I will grant that, but it is not a holy, nor is it a biblical hustle. It is you're a charlatan, and it's a hustle.
Me?
I hear you.
Because I'm leading by example. Y'all better want to see me blessed. You got hacked, and everything dried up like that. And I heard the Lord say, this is all for a reason. Facebook was making you small. It was making you, what's that word? When people are familiar with you.
Wait, if Facebook is making you small, why'd you get back on it? I mean, you can go right now and go to her Facebook page. So why'd you get back on it to try to rebuild it? It seemed like he didn't listen to God there.
Common. Familiar. And where I'm taking you, they can't see you as this. In order for them to honor you and trust you, they got to see you here. I said, oh, Jesus.
So the people got to see you here. You know, the problem is we're here. We need to be brought low. The way up is down, right? Avoid real talk, Kim, because that's all you'll get from her. Just silly cliches and, again, salon talk, gossip girl theology. Yo, grace and peace. Thank you for watching another episode of All Things Theology. If you enjoyed what you heard today, go on and give me a like. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. I promise to give you weekly lives, videos, interactions, exposing false teachers, sharing with you, the viewer, my theological beliefs, things about the culture, and the Bible. So if you're here for that, come on and join us. Also, if you would like to support this channel financially, you can do so by becoming a Patreon member or a YouTube member. Links are in the description below. You can see content before it drops. You can also have Q&A sessions with also other Patreon members, YouTube members as well. So if you would like that, hit the description link in below.